Hello, everybody. Everybody, how you doing, man? Everybody. I am back. I am back with a vengeance. Hi. Just a short, I guess, hello after being gone for so long. Sorry. It's just that I've been going through a lot of shit. Going through a lot of crap. Crapola. I mean, this big. I'm going currently through a spiritual, what's it called? Spiritual awakening. So I don't know if you guys ever experience something like that, but it's pretty heavy. I think Mike Tyson has spoken about the death of his ego, and his was a lot more fun, I think, or maybe more terrifying, I don't know. He licked Toad's back, and the acid, or it's like acid, I guess, hallucinogenic. A hallucinogenic helped him to go through that spiritual awakening, which is the death of the ego, which means that everything terrestrial, everything of the world, everything that you think you are in terms of image, in terms of who you think you are, basically, it gets broken. It gets shattered to a million pieces and show you that you are more than that. Like how people know you, what you have, I guess, accustomed people to. Basically, people have gotten used to your reactions, how you are, Oh, Roy, yeah, he's such and this and that. And people just expect this kind of a behavior, whatever behavior you always present to people, that's what they're expecting. Basically, they got you coined, or they got you, you're easy to guess, basically, because you've always given them the same kind of feedback. Okay, so when you start going through a spiritual awakening, you start behaving differently, and you start hearing people or having people disagree with a lot of the choices that you're making, or tell you you've changed, or just literally they walk out on you. They decide, I don't want to hang out with you because you're acting weird, this and that. And it's not necessarily acting weird, it's that you're actually acting as your real self now. So, this is the real me. No drugs, no depression, no hang-ups. I've been working through them, and that's why I've been away for so long, because it's the kind of shit that leaves you completely out of it. You have to either, there's a lot of sleeping, because you just feel like you have no energy. And again, being of the ego, being a part of society, having an ego, a society ego, basically, that's where it comes from. But having an ego and being part of society, you're expected, again, to give the same feedback as you're always given, as you've been given all your life. And then all of a sudden, you just don't feel like doing such things. And all of a sudden, again, you feel tired because you're going through all these upgrades, and upgrades in terms of, psychic abilities, and then you start dropping, family, friends, well, they start dropping you, and all of a sudden you find yourself alone. You have, basically, because they all think you're weird, or basically they just don't agree with what's happening to you. But at the end, it's like, it's not my fault. This is my time to go through this, and It happens, you know. So if you are going, the reason why I would make these videos is because I know that I'm not the only one going through these things. So I like to make these videos to kind of not warn people, but just say, hey, if you're going through this, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's actually something really that's happening, and that you don't need to worry a little head about it or stress about it, which I've done. Which, you know, because again, as being a member of society, you you were taught to follow a particular curriculum or a particular way of life, you know, that you do this and then you do that, you know. So for me, you know, everything is about going, going, going. You have to do stuff. You have to do stuff to be productive and things like that. So when you find yourself tired and you just can't do it, and you just, your body's telling you, get into bed. And living in this society, you're like, but it's 11 o'clock in the morning. I can't go to bed. But your body is just saying you have to go to bed. So if that's happening to you, go to bed. Do what your body is asking you to do, regardless of what the rules are, regardless of what you've been told by society. If you're going through these changes and you feel like, oh my, like I have no control over them. See, that's the difference. It's like you can sit there and explain it to people, but I mean, you just say, I have no control over it. This is what's happening, and I just have to follow. Otherwise, all I end up with is feeling badly about myself because I am self-attacking because I'm not meeting the expectations of the world and my own. So you get to that point where you have to forgive yourself. You have to be tender with yourself because you're going through a lot of changes. Your whole world is crumbling. People are leaving. People are, you know, disappearing out of your life. And it's not that that you're a bad person. It's because they just can't get the same reaction from you that they always get. So they just move on to somebody who does the same, you know, who does what you used to do because you're no longer doing it, you know. So if you have that problem, again, you'll find new friends. You'll find your new family. Because as Wayne Dyer explained at one point, he was making a joke, but he's basically he was saying that your friends are God's way to apologize for your family. So, just because you're related by blood, it doesn't mean that they're the do all be all, you know, for you, because they won't stay around. You got to remember that Abel killed Cain, or Cain killed Abel. I'm sorry, Cain killed Abel, and those are the other kinds of things that you want to make sure that you get rid of. You know, these notions, these rules that we have about our, you know, well, family doesn't do that. Well, wives don't do that. Well, husbands don't do that. And then, you know, we just end up with this turmoil inside ourselves because we have all these rules, and then when other people don't follow them, we blow a gasket. So anyway, I'm gonna try to keep this video short because I've noticed that none of you watch the longer ones, so I will have to leave it here and pick up on the next one. All right, take it easy.